Welcome to my new channel. We're here to teach you about Opal and how to cut it and polish it, and a few different tricks of the trade that I've learnt through my period of polishing and cutting Opal. So yeah, feel free to enjoy the show, stick around. This video's about stabilization, more or less when you get a porous stone, a good way to hold it together and finish it up and give you a final finish. So from here we're going to move into my lapidary room, and I'll show you all about that, how to do it, polish it up. So yeah, stick around, enjoy the video, and we'll be back soon. Okay, so welcome back. Here we are in my lapidary room, my little workshop. With, as I discussed before, we're going to be doing some stabilising today of these opals. So here's what we have in the way of a specimen. Just try and get a bit better focus on that. Yeah, so they're, you know, an average piece of opal, nothing too flash, and as you can see, the stone's very porous, looking kind of rock. I wouldn't quite call this ironstone. Ironstone's a lot darker. It's more like that sort of material. Yeah, so as soon as there's opal in there, you know, you can get a nice finish out of it in the end. Otherwise, like, I found that I was struggling with this kind of material and I wasn't really happy with the way it was turning out, you know, as much as there's some opal in there. So I've came across an idea on how to stabilise these, and it does turn out to be quite a nice little stone at the end of the day for you know, your average cheap boulder. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how I do it. Basically we'll come back to this wax paper here, and we're going to be heating the stones up, and then once they're hot, they're open, and then we basically cover them in a light coating of glue, and the glue will seep down through the rock to the other side on that bit of paper, hence why I'm using the paper and not a bit of metal, because otherwise, or whatever other material on the base, because the rock will just literally stick to it, and yeah, you basically will lose your opal in that sense. So yeah, we're gonna start with these. So what we'll do is we'll go to the cabbing wheels and we'll shape them down a little bit, just to get a final shape, and then we'll come back and stabilize them. So yeah, feel free to stick around and watch me do a bit of shaping on the wheel, and then we'll come back and I'll finish off and show you how to do the full stabilisation of these stones. Okay, so here we are at the cabbing wheel, ready to bring these stones over and give them a bit of a shape down. As you can see, just drop me the light for a second. That actually might give them a little bit more colour. Just get the light adjusted somewhat. Yeah, here we go with the stone. So as I say, I just want to shape the edges down, take those rough edges off the side, give it a little bit more of a cabbed out appeal. And here's the other one. So they're wet right now. As you see, when they were dry, they were really, that rock material that surrounds this opal is really kind of dry and off colour. Doesn't do anything for the opal itself. So yeah, by using the glue in the end, if you're going to do the stabilising after this, it does bring a nice finish and a nice polish to them. So here we are anyway. You can stick around and enjoy me just watching, cabbing down these, shaping these rocks down. As for me talking through this video as I'm doing it, you're most probably going to lose my voice out, because when I turn on the machine it gets really noisy. So yeah, I won't be talking too much during this little part of the film. But anyway, we'll get back to you shortly. Feel free to watch. Okay, here we go. this wheel. And once you've got your shape, just move straight on to the next, which is a 250 grit. We're going to go this wheel here, just to finally give it a little bit of a polish. Down quite fast. It is very porous. It really doesn't take too long to finish up with the initial shape that you're going to go with. Basically, I'll repeat the process again with this stone. So I'll finish off this part of the video with just this stone, and I'll finish cutting this one, so keep on putting the time on it, and then I'll meet you back at the baking paper, ready to show you how I stabilise it. Okay, so we're back again now at the hot plate. Just adjusting the camera there to get the best view for you as possible. I brought a, there we go, that's a little bit better. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by turning it on, and I'll just take it to like level 1, and here we go with the stones. Simple as just place them on the hot plate, and they're going to sit there for approximately 10 minutes and get hot, and then we'll basically just an average super glue. You don't need anything special. We're going to seal them up with this on the baking paper, not on this, because if you find I put the glue to on here, they would stick to the hot plate, and to remove them they'd be basically having to be broken up to remove. So hence that's the reason why you use the baking paper. Some people like to use just like a sandwich bag, plastic sandwich bag. That also works. Anything the glue will sort of pass through and stick to it, and you can peel off without too much of a fuss. I've been led to using the baking paper from people who have taught me a trick or two. So it's not too bad. I'm yet alone to try the sandwich bags, but I'll take his word for it. I think they work just as good. So it's up to you. If you don't have any baking paper, you can always use a bit of that sandwich bag. I wouldn't quite use glad wrap as such. I think it's going to be a little bit too thin, but you never know, it might work as well. Like if you double folded it, triple folded it, and whatnot, and then you're just going to basically peel it off afterwards. I find that sticking the rock to it would most probably stick a little bit harder to like glad wrap or something like that. So yeah, anyway, baking paper is the solution to the problem. Anyway, we're going to now wait for these to heat up, and once they've got warm, as you can see now, I'll just move the camera in ever so slightly. See how they're starting to heat up and just go back to dry. That look. So yeah, it really kind of is a dull looking stone, but as you find, when we get to the stage of, pardon me, we get to the stage of these drying up, and they'll get hot, the pores will open up. That'll allow the super glue to go basically straight through the rock and through to the other side, so it's a nice and easy polish on the finish. As you've seen me cutting them then, we're doing it to the 600 wheel, and for the final stages, once we've stabilised them, we basically go back to the 600 wheel again and just knock off the glue, because it'll have quite a bit of a crusty looking residue over the top, so you're just going to polish that all back down again. And yeah, that'll be pretty much your finished stone. Then you can finish it off further down on your wheels, like your 1200 and your 3000 onwards to 14,000. Anyway, keep sticking around with the video, and we'll be back with these on the paper and ready to show you how they get glued down. Okay, welcome back. That took a little bit less than 10 minutes, to be honest. More like about 5, just over that. But usually when they're hot to the touch, they're done. You don't want to heat them up too much, because you start damaging opal and cracking cracks, and that's what we don't want. So without using your fingers, use a trusty tool, and take them off the hot plate ever so carefully, and place them now onto the baking paper. And just shift across now so you can see them down here. There we go. Here's my 2 pieces, and we'll start with a bit of glue. That one's obviously dried up. Crack a piece of glue. Okay, here we go. And just ever so carefully, well, how about that? I've run out of glue. Awesome. That's just what he needed. So I'll get myself a new tube. I'll just quickly open that up. See if I can get this one to work. That was dead as well. Jesus. Days you go to make videos and find out that your glue's gone off. Here we go. I've got plenty of these little tubes floating around, so It's not too hard. Working within a bit of time slot here, we don't want the rocks to go too cold. So we've got blue here. Alright, now I'll just carefully spread this over the rock itself. Be ever so careful not to breathe in the vapours that are coming off the rocks themselves or the boulders. And you only need to do the face, you don't need to flip the stone. As I've said, the pores will open up and the glue will seep right through. You might be able to see it on the camera, but there's a bit of vapour slowly coming off that stone. Yeah, get that up your nose, it's quite a woofy thing. It likes to burn your eyes and yeah, stinks, basically. It smells like shit. I don't know if I could say that, so hopefully we don't get monetized for saying such words. Anyway, so we're just coating over the boulder here. Give it a nice layer of super glue. Yeah, you don't need to use expensive glues or anything like that. Some, you know, super glue I find works fine, mate. So, anyway, there you have it. They've been stabilised. Now we're just going to have to sit here and wait for these things to dry up. As you can see, the glue's there now settling in. Yeah, and in about 10 minutes or so, when that glue's dry, we repeat the mission again and go back to the wheels. Starting at 600. If you want to, you can rush a little bit, but I don't like to. Sometimes using a 250 wheel if you've got a worn out rubber 250 wheel, but you really only want a few seconds on those wheels. And then basically, yeah, you're at 600, finishing off that glue, and it'll just polish up and you get a kind of nice finish. You might want to drop a little bit of glue back on sometimes as they dry, as I'm doing here. Sometimes some spots really absorb the glue quite quickly. And again, we don't need too much of a thick coat on there. It's not really the idea of just covering it in glue. So yeah, at the same time that's stabilising the rock itself. And that glue is just going to seep right down into the stone, and we'll come back and be done with it. I'm just going to put a little bit around the sides, just because I like to. That way we're going to end up with a complete finish. It's pretty much done there. Okay, so yeah, in 10 minutes time, I'll show you once this is dry, and we'll get back to the wheel. Okay, this completes this video for now. As you've seen, up to the stabilisation part of me putting the glue on the stones. In the next video, we'll show you the stones basically all dried up and adding them back to the wheel, the 600 wheel. As I mentioned, I might even go use a 250 just for a little while, just to give it a quick scuff, and then basically jump on the 600 right through to the finished product, and we'll show you the completed product at the end video. So at the end of the next video, should I say. Jeez. Yeah, so this is my first video. If you do like what you see and you want me to create more content and stuff like that for you, please feel free to let me know in the comments below. Happy to answer any of your questions also. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye.